Hey guys, MCU Collector with the fourth video in the Marvel Legends, Marvel Knights, Netflix ManThing Build-A-Figure wave. Here we have Jessica Jones. This is another figure I was excited for because it's another MCU figure. So really cool here. We have a Jessica Jones logo there, JJ, and you can see there's a little shape of her there. So really cool. We see the TV logo there on the side. We have some really cool side artwork of Krysten Ritter. Looking really good, and then we have a product shot of the figure. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the head sculpt based on the proto images. When you actually look at the figure itself, I think it's actually a better resemblance of Krysten Ritter. But here on the back, when a mind-controlling sociopath named Kilgrave resurfaces in New York City, Jessica Jones must use her gifts as a private eye to track him down before he causes more damage. See, we have the rest of the figures in the wave. Now let's get this open and take a look. Now, unfortunately, Jessica Jones doesn't come with any accessories, but if you've watched the show, and it's one of the best shows, you'll know that she really doesn't need any accessories. She doesn't use anything. She doesn't use any weapons because she's a badass and doesn't need any of those things. So here, let's take a look at the ManThing Build-A-Figure piece first. He kind of has a soft, rubbery feel to it. Oh, and there you go. There's why, because he has kind of the outer edge right in there. So it looks like maybe this is some other kind of Build-A-Figure upper torso piece that they've used in the past. And then to give it this detailed sculpt, the wash, the texture to it, it looks like it's just a rubber material that's actually just right over the plastic. So that's kind of interesting. Not something that I've seen before. Now, based on this ball peg, I haven't seen that on a Build-A-Figure piece either, but I guess instead of sculpting the actual plastic, they kind of went with this overlay layer on top. So it's kind of interesting that they would do this. Now, this bottom portion, that is sculpted. So that's very interesting. You can kind of see right through the seam there. It's different. So it's very interesting that they would go that route, but hey, why not? I'm not Hasbro. I don't know, kind of what goes into everything and how it all should look and whatnot. So I'm good with it. Can't get these figures to stand up in the background. So that is very cool. So we'll take a look at the figure completed after we look at all the figures from the wave. So we'll look at Jessica Jones, and again, there are no accessories to this figure whatsoever, but again, she doesn't need it. Now, in looking at the product images, I didn't think there was a good resemblance of Krysten Ritter in this sculpt. As I look closely at it, I think it's a little wide for her face, but especially from like the angle, I think they did a really good job actually overall. Only like if you look at it from there, I really see her there, but again, that's really taking a kind of a close look to it. There's not a whole lot going on with this figure, so we have again essentially the same exact pieces that we had with Mary Jane, with the jeans and the denim, almost the same exact look to it. It's a little bit different, I guess, in the pattern, but almost the same. Here, as far as the boots, these are actually like a separate piece that's just kind of sitting there. So that's kind of interesting. They're kind of floating there. Here, you could kind of see that blue kind of showing through the denim, so you just kind of push that down, and then you won't see it. It won't be as noticeable there. But while we're down, we can look at ankle rocker, double jointed knees. She does have the upper thigh cut and can do splits pretty good. Now this jacket is just like with Punisher's jacket, very thin, very pliable, so it moves around. There isn't going to be any hindered articulation, any movement you try to get with her. So that's not a problem. As far as the arms, any jacketed figures, you always get worried, can you really get the range of motion? And the arms go all the way down, so that's great. Can go all the way up. We have a single jointed elbow, so no hope for double jointed elbows on these female figures, I guess. And then just fisted hands there, and you can see that there's gloves, look like a little spot missing some paint there and there. So wrist rotation, and they do hinge, but not a whole lot else. There's no shading or any kind of additional coloring in her hair or anything like that. But that is the Jessica Jones figure. Not a whole lot going to it, but again, very pleased to have any kind of MCU figure at all, and happy to share with you guys. So like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.